Welcome. This life is so beautiful, right? But how is this possible? Let's study about this. Plasma and BEC are the more two states of matter with solid, liquid, and gas. First, let's revise all the things about matter which we had learned in our lower grades. Matter is anything that has mass and volume. There are five states of matter: solid, liquid, gaseous, plasma, and BEC. The full form of BEC is Bose-Einstein condensate. Matter is of two types: pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances are again divided into two types: elements and compounds. Pure substances are the substances that are made up only of one type of particle, and mixtures are the substances that are made up of more than one types of particles. Let's study this with the help of a flowchart. Matter, which has five states: solid, liquid, gas, plasma, and BEC, is divided into two types: pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances are elements and compounds. An element is a material that consists of a single atom. A compound consists of two or more types of elements which are held together by ionic bonds. And coming to the mixtures, they are of two types: homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. A homogeneous mixture is a mixture in which the composition is uniform throughout the mixture, and heterogeneous mixture is a mixture in which the composition is not uniform throughout the mixture. Now let's come back to plasma and BEC. First, let's revise the three states of matter, then we'll go back to plasma and BEC. So after seeing this picture, don't think that I'm doing a joke. I'm going to revise the three states of matter in this picture. Solid as the pav, onion and lemon, liquid as the melted butter, and gas as the aroma of pav bhaji, which you can smell in sitting in the living room while mama is making it in the kitchen. So now let's come back to plasma and BEC. So this is a beautiful scenery, right? This, what is this? These are the northern lights or the aurora. So are they a magic? No, they are caused by the plasma state of matter. How? Let's study them. Let's study first the plasma, the fourth state of matter. Discovery of plasma. Plasma was discovered by Sir William Crookes in 1879. Crookes presented a lecture on what he called the radiant matter to the British Association for the Advancement of Science in Sheffield on Friday, 22nd August 1879. He discovered plasma while playing with an experimental electrical discharge tube in which air is ionized by the application of a high voltage through a voltage coil. The term plasma was introduced by I. Langmuir in 1928 to describe the state of matter in the positive column of glow discharge tube. So here we can see the picture of Irving Langmuir, who gave the name plasma to plasma, state of matter. So what is actually the plasma state of matter? Plasma is an ionized gas, a gas into which sufficient energy is provided to free electrons from atoms or molecules and to allow both species, ions and electrons, to coexist. Let's take an example of a helium atom. Helium atom has atomic number of 2, means it will have 2 electrons in its first shell, and that's all. Helium atom loses its electron when overheated, and thus now we get free electrons and a positive ion of helium. Let's take another example of neon, which has its atomic number as 10. So it will have 2 electrons in its first shell and 8 electrons in its second shell to follow the octet rule. Neon atom has 10 electrons As we discussed, when we heat the atom over and over, the atom loses its electrons. And now we have the positive ion of neon and free electrons of neon. Now let's study more about plasma. As we know that plasma has positive and negative electrons in free form, we also know that free electrons conduct electricity. So plasma will also conduct electricity. Lightning conducts electricity, so it has plasma state of matter in it. Stars are also made up of plasma. This sentence takes us into another question. Is the sun a ball of plasma, or is the sun made of plasma? As we know that the sun is made up of hydrogen and helium. Both of these gases are in plasma state because of the tremendous heat of the sun. Sun's mass is 99.85% of the solar system. 99.9% of the solar system is made up of plasma state of matter in different substances. What are the uses of plasma? Plasma is used in the following. It is used in plasma televisions, plasma TVs, neon signs, which we saw in the first page of the video, which is also at the right hand side of the slide. It is also used in fluorescent lights, stars, as we saw the example of the sun, lightning, as we saw in the previous slide, and the aurora or the northern lights. There, the plasma state is of the solar winds coming from the sun, and thus it releases light, and we can see the beautiful sceneries. Some flames also consist of plasma. Thank you. In our next video, we will see the fifth state of matter, BEC, that is Bose-Einstein condensate.